Empires do not conquer only with guns, but also with debt. Ledgers, bonds, taxes, and repayment plans can sometimes be more effective than armies. The British Empire realized this early. Debt could weaken countries before occupation, generate income long after wars ended, and turn political dependence into something that appeared legal. Britain borrowed to win wars, but what mattered most was what happened afterward. It shifted the costs of war onto colonies and defeated countries. In this way, military victories were transformed into long-term economic dependence. After the Seven Years' War in 1763, Britain was heavily in debt. To cover this debt, new taxes were imposed on the American colonies. Measures such as the Sugar Act and the Stamp Act emerged for this reason. This sparked resistance in the colonies and helped accelerate the process that led to the American Revolution. Britain applied this method more systematically in India. The East India Company began as a trading enterprise, but later turned into a military and political power. Taxes collected from conquered regions financed new conquests. Thus, a self-sustaining system was created. When the company fell into financial crisis, the British state intervened, but the burden again fell on the people of India. After the Indian Rebellion of 1857, administration passed directly to Britain. However, the system did not change. Indian revenues continued to finance British administration and the army. In other words, Indians were helping finance British rule over themselves. A similar situation occurred in China. After the First Opium War, China was forced to pay indemnities, open its ports, and surrender Hong Kong. The war became not just a military victory, but a tool that created economic dependence. In Egypt, the process unfolded differently. In the 19th century, Egypt accumulated large debts. In 1876, European powers began controlling Egypt's finances. Then, in 1882, Britain occupied Egypt. First came debt, then control, and finally occupation. Britain used debt in three ways. It financed wars using its own credit power. It shifted the cost of war onto others. It used debt crises to justify deeper control. This system combined coercion and consent. Tax collection was presented as administration, and debt control as financial discipline. In this way, political dependence became more acceptable. This story is not only about the past. Even today, countries under heavy debt can be pressured to change their policies. Debt is not just a financial issue, it is also a power relationship. Britain mastered the modern version of this method. In America, debt led to new taxation. In India, conquest became self-financing. In China, war turned into economic concessions. In Egypt, debt paved the way for occupation. In conclusion, debt became one of the quietest yet most effective weapons of empires, because debt continues to sustain power even after the war ends. History does not repeat itself in exactly the same way, but the use of debt to build power still exists. That is why debt is not just a number, it is a tool of power.